I'm Carol Berber, Mama Carol. My husband, Manuel, and I own Mi Rancho, a premium tortilla company based in San Francisco Bay Area. I'm not a cook, I'm just a mom who loves to cook for her family, especially my two boys. We love spending time together, and food is at the heart of everything. As you can guess, tortillas are a part of every meal, so I've become an expert at creating innovative meals using our favorite ingredient, Mi Rancho tortillas. When I'm planning a meal for a crowd, I always have my go-to recipe, my savory pork tacos. They are just wonderful, they have the best flavor, they're simple to make, everybody loves them, and they work wonderfully with my organic corn tortillas. I start with pork shoulder. Pork butt also is another name for it. It's a wonderful cut of meat that has a lot of marbling of fat, but that's what makes this a special recipe. So this is approximately 3 pounds of pork shoulder. So I start with a nice little saucepan. I put the pork in the bottom, beautiful pork, and I cover it with water. Cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the amount of fat and the amount of pork that's in there. Then, while that's cooking, I make my sauce. Starts with tomatillos. These are really a beautiful green tomato from Mexico. This is a perfect tomatillo. You ask my mother-in-law, she used to always say, the big ones are too big, the medium ones are perfect. I just peel about 10 of them. We're gonna be rinsing them and then boiling these until they change color and get cooked through. And we are done. So you just rinse them, get that sticky little film that's on there off. Put them in another little saucepan. They boil for about 10 minutes. They have to be softened up so they blend well to make our sauce for our savory pork tacos. So the sauce is on its way and the pork is starting to cook up a bit. So the next step, we're gonna add a little bit of onion to it, a little olive oil. Alrighty, so I just like a loose chop on this for the sauce. So now my tomatillos are almost finished boiling. It was about 10 minutes. Real important part of this beautiful sauce is the chili japonés. They're small little, quite spicy chilies, so you don't want to overdo it. So you want to de-stem them. And I say about 7 or 8 for 10 tomatillos. Just on a dry, I usually use a nonstick pan, you toast them. And they toast up really, really quick. So that adds a lot of color and obviously flavor to the recipe. You just constantly turn them and they start changing from their red color to more of a toasty brown color. They have to be toasted, so when you put them in the blender and you blend them with the beautiful tomatillos, they break down super evenly. And that is part of the charm of this sauce. Let's get these tomatillos going. So here are my tomatillos. They've changed color. They've taken on all that water and cooked down beautifully. I'm gonna pour them in the colander. I like to just spoon these in here. See, they all falling apart. That's exactly how you want them to look. Alrighty. For this amount of pork and this amount of tomatillos, I put about 4, maybe 5 cloves of garlic and a generous pinch of salt and our beautiful toasting chilies right directly in there. Now we just blend it and blend it really, really good. So start slow because that is a hot tomatillos, and there we go. Starts out kind of green, but as those chilies blend in there, it just starts turning beautiful golden brown. Time to marry this beautiful sauce. I like to drizzle just a little bit of oil over the meat because it's had nothing but water. The oil will help these beautiful onions get a little brown and tender. This is the beginning of flavoring the pork. Other than that, all the flavorings coming from this beautiful savory green sauce that we made earlier. For just maybe 3-4 minutes, I like to brown that meat a little bit just because it hasn't browned much. So once those onions get a little soft, it only takes a minute because it's really hot and yummy in here, I add this beautiful sauce. Once I pour the sauce into the container with the pork, it takes on a little bit of a different color, and I can't tell you, it smells beautiful in here. It just makes for the best tacos. Well, we finished our savory green pork taco filling, and it's nice and juicy and ready to be filled. The tortilla I love the most of the product line of Mi Rancho is our organic corn tortilla. It is by far the best tasting tortilla you will ever eat, and I promise you that. It is made from whole kernel corn that we source from Northern California. It just makes for the most perfect hearty tortilla because it is from whole kernel corn as opposed to a corn flour. So it holds up really good with a real saucy recipe that we have here. I like to directly go to an open flame and I just toast it. It seals the tortilla a little bit so it doesn't get soggy at all, and it browns and it just gets toasty and beautiful. Let's begin putting together our savory pork tacos. I've warmed these tortillas in my beautiful clay pot that I've had for many years in my family, and I just love it. You take your gorgeous pork that's all juicy, so you don't want to use too much. You need nothing for this recipe because there's juice, the meat, it's all beautifully seasoned. My favorite is a little bit of cabbage. You can use lettuce, whatever works for you. And then a little queso fresco, nice fresh Mexican cheese on top, and you call it a day. Always have to put a little crema because that just adds so much richness to the taco, and we are good to start plating our tacos. So let's get ready for our beautiful fiesta with our savory pork tacos. You can't have a beautiful taco without some chips, guacamole, and salsa, and of course you cannot have our beautiful tacos without having a beautiful margarita. But I love a little extra, so I always squeeze a little more lime. Tastes good. And I love to pour I put little lime squeeze on top and add a little bit of my orange liqueur, just always adds a little flavor to my margarita. Thank you for joining me this evening, and remember, always cook with pure tortilla joy.